InFocus, a US-based smartphone brand, recently entered the Indian mobile market, and as they were well aware of the raging smartphone brands, they bought their first smartphone at low price with some nice specifications. Hey guys, this is Vishal for Gizmo Lead, and this is our full review of the InFocus M2. Let's start the review by talking about the design. The phone is available in two colors, black and white, and you can see we have got the white one here. The InFocus M2 is made of plastic, but it felt nice and well built when I held it. On the front you get a notification light, an earpiece and an 8 megapixel front camera. A 4.2-inch display below it, and there are capacitive buttons which unfortunately are not backlit. You'll find the volume rockers on the left side, the power button is on the right side. The placement of the power button is actually perfect for me as I don't need to move my hands to turn on the phone. On the top there is a 3.5mm audio jack. On the bottom you can see the micro USB port along with the primary microphone. Okay, now let's come to the back. The phone has a removable back cover with matte finish. You get an 8 megapixel rear camera as well with LED flash. The InFocus logo is in the middle and the loudspeaker is at the bottom. When you open the back, you can see the battery is not removable, and we have seen most of the cheap smartphones come with removable battery. You can see the micro SD card slot and the two SIM card slots here. Now let's come to the display part. As I said earlier, the InFocus M2 comes with a 4.2-inch display with a resolution of 1280 by 768 pixels. The side bezels are thin, but a lot of space is occupied by the top and the bottom ones. The touchscreen is very smooth and responsive. The viewing angles are nice too. If I talk about smudges or fingerprints, forget them. The only thing you should be worried about is that the phone is prone to scratches. I didn't face any issues with the sunlight legibility too. Overall, the display was the best things I like about this phone. Talking of the user interface, the InFocus M2 runs on a custom-made in-life UI on the top of Android KitKat 4.4.2. The skin is pretty smooth and the brand includes a lot of customization options in this phone, which is good. The phone's default interface is similar to Huawei, Xiaomi and Apple phones, in which there is no app drawer. But in this phone, you can decide whether you want the app drawer or not. You can choose between simple or standard home screen like we have seen in Huawei devices. Other key features include a power saving mode and some common motion gestures. Talking of the performance, the InFocus M2 uses a MediaTek quad-core 1.3 GHz processor and a Mali 400 MP2 GPU. You get 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of internal storage space on the phone, from which around 5 GB is usable. The storage space can be expanded up to 64 GB using a micro SD card. We played some high graphic games and checked out the benchmark of the InFocus M2. The benchmark scores were pretty decent. In the Antutu benchmarks, the phone lied below Asus Zenfone 5. In the Geekbench 3, it got more points than Moto E and scored 59.3 FPS in Nena Mark II. My experience with this phone while gaming was good. The phone didn't heat up much, but it gets a bit hotter after playing continuously for around 1 hour. We didn't experience any call quality problems with the InFocus M2, but the volume was a bit low for me. The speakers are pretty good and they are enough for an average smartphone user. Now I'm going to talk about the camera. As I mentioned earlier, the InFocus M2 sports an 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash and an 8 megapixel front camera as well. The picture quality of the rear camera is quite good, keeping in mind the price tag. But the close-up shot, lag detailing and low light shot have some amount of noise. As far as the front camera goes, the quality is quite good. The basic settings are available and there is nothing more special about the camera. But it is good that you get two 8 megapixel cameras at such low price. The InFocus M2 comes with a non-removable 2010 mAh battery. And I managed to use the phone for a day, which I texted, used social media, played games, ran some songs, and it works pretty fine. So that's it guys, this was my full review of the InFocus M2. The device is priced at Rs 4,999 and it is available at snapdeal.com. In short, it is a nice and well-built phone. Has a nice display, a good battery, the performance was good too. The only thing that disappoints me is the skin. But you could use another launcher like Google Now launcher if you want to. Otherwise, this phone is one of the best budget phones under 5,000. In fact, you can compare the specifications of this phone with the second generation Moto E. The InFocus wins the battle. Thank you guys for watching my review. I'll see you in my next video.